Hey guys, Bryson here and welcome to my show, and today we're gonna take a look at something, guys, very special. It's one of those new jobs like social media advisor jobs, and in reality this person right here makes around $145,000 every single year by working for a company called GoDaddy. And you guys probably know about GoDaddy. They make websites, also sell domains. A lot of things go on in that company, but in reality I never thought I would read about someone making $145,000 as a base salary or a commission salary also by working as a social media advisor. So I'm interested here. I want to see how she spends her money, and on top of that, exactly what her job actually entails. By the way, I do post videos on the channel every single day, so make sure to also press the channel, hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video, and on top of that, also destroy the like button. Without further ado, let's see exactly how she goes ahead and spends her money. By the way, $145,000 is a lot of money anywhere you are.
The most important lesson that I've learned about money is to share it and help people. When you give back and help, that's where the happiness comes from.
I think a lot of wealthy people like share that idea of like, hey, once you make a lot of money, like sharing it and donating it and helping people is always like a better thing to do, because how much money can you actually spend on yourself realistically, okay, without going like overboard? The answer is not very much. That's why Warren Buffett is donating like all of his fortune when he goes away, you know. But I get the idea here. I get the idea.
My name is Andrea Contreras. I'm 31 years old and I'm from Austin, Texas.
Wow, only 31 years old and making $145,000. I know a lot of people that are like 31, 41, 50 and make less than 30, not 30, but maybe like $40,000 and $50,000 every single year. And this is a lot of money. Nice. So she's been actually working from home because all she does is like social media advising. I like that. You know, I like jobs that have flexibility. For example, you can do them from home if you want to, or for example, you can actually do it in the office. And by the way, there will be a lot of jobs that actually just have you work from home now, because basically, what's the point of having you come to the office if it's not necessary? But then again, you run the risk of like, hey, if you don't have to come to the office, why don't we just replace you and hire someone over, like for example in India and China, where they're just as smart but also like twice as cheap, you know? So that's also a big issue.
I have a base set salary, and then every month, depending on my sales, I get either 120% of that sale or 100% or 80%.
What? What? Did she just say she gets 120% or 100% or 80% of the sale? Doesn't that mean she's getting all the money from the sale? Like, how does a company make his money? Andrew usually averages around $20,000 each month from commissions. That is insane. Times 12, guys, that's around $140,000 just from commissions, okay? That's crazy. Andrew is still guaranteed to bring in the average of her last 3 months of commission, which is about $14,000. So it sounds like if he doesn't meet like all the expectations, you can still bring him an average home. So that's pretty cool. Prior to the pandemic, Andrea broke the record with $25,173. I like when companies basically give you like, you know, prizes and also like a lot of reasons to actually perform very well. I like those jobs, you know, but it can get tricky when everything is based around that, because then you have people doing illegal things to basically make a lot of money. So I like a balance of like, hey, good company culture, but also motivation to actually perform and also make money, you know?
I am able to live very comfortably with my salary here in Austin. I can take a vacation if I want to, or if I just want to do some TLC like with myself. I don't really have to worry about that too much.
All right, so here is her budget, okay? So by the way, if you're bringing in, let's say for example, let's do some quick math here, okay guys? This is some math so everybody's on the same page and we know exactly how much money she's actually making, okay? Let's get on page here. 145, okay, every single year. Well, times it by 0.70 because also Uncle Sam needs his share and also income taxes, all that fancy stuff. So in reality, let's say she gets to keep around, let's be honest, 80%. Not really, but let's just say 80% is hers. Well, in reality, that's around $116,000 every single year divided by 12. Well, in actuality, that's around $9,666. That's her actual take-home pay in a sense. So right off the bat, you can tell that based on her take-home pay, she's actually saving around 30% or 29% of her income every single month. Her rent and utilities are around $1,765. That's kind of high, if I'm being honest. I'm not 100% sure like how Austin, Texas works, but that's not really that bad either. either. Transportation, $570. That is way too much money. Probably has a fancy car. Don't like it. Miscellaneous, $403. Like, you know, what's miscellaneous about $400? It's kind of weird, okay? That's like, if I lost that money, I'll be wondering like, hey, where's that money at? Food, $300. Okay. Given, $250. Insurance, $233. Student loans, $250. Pet expenses, $100. Phone, $80. Right here, guys, what I don't like is the rent and utilities and transportation and also miscellaneous, okay? I like the charity thing. That's cool. But there's way too much money going to things that I just don't know why she's spending so much money on.
I do not go to the groceries very often because I don't know how to cook. I have tried to learn, it just doesn't.
Oh my gosh, did you guys see her fridge? Did you guys see her fridge? You can tell when somebody either cooks at home or doesn't cook at home. Check it out. This is a fridge.
Because I don't know how to cook. I have tried to learn.
Look at that. Literally just sauces, a takeout little bowl, and literally some coconut milk. Obviously, she's not cooking at home, okay? And a lot of people don't actually cook at home, but, you know, she doesn't know how to cook. But in reality, you know, Andrea, you can learn to do anything. So just take a master class on cooking and save you a ton of money. That miscellaneous probably comes from, like, food and stuff like that, okay? She's spending way too much money on food, most likely.
Just doesn't work for me all the time.
Oh my gosh, look at the top. There is, like Fruit Pops and, like, Tortitos, man. If you're making this much money and you're so adamant about giving money away, you have to be adamant about taking care of yourself also and also your health, okay? Health is wealth. Andrea has been cooking more since shelter in place order went into effect. Oh, I guess so. You have to learn now because, you know, pandemic.
So many great restaurants downtown that are so close to me. I think overall it does save me money when I go out to eat because I'll take leftovers home and then that's another meal or two.
No, it does not save you money, okay? Let's say by the way, let's say if you're eating actually healthy. So you have breakfast and you have lunch. Dinner, it depends on what your caloric intake is, okay? But the idea is, okay, you're spending like 20, 30 bucks every single day. 30 times 30, that's around $900 every single month just on food, okay? So no, you're not saving money, you're spending way too much money.
In student loans, I owe about $30,000. I'm paying about $230 a month, the minimum monthly, because I'm hoping someone can come into office and kind of just diminish the student debt loan.
That is a terrible idea. That's like hoping that, you know, what's that guy named? The leprechaun? Oh yeah, the leprechaun. Okay, comes from the rainbow and gives you like a pile of gold. Hey, debt free now. You make a lot of money, okay? On top of that, I noticed one thing from her budget, she's not actually investing money. She's just like saving money. So why not just get rid of that debt or basically invest in money and have that money pay your debt, okay? That's the idea. But just waiting for something to happen, it's like waiting on a unicorn. It's very, very rare. Almost impossible.
If not, then I'll be paying that till I'm like 45.
Bad idea.
It is easy to get wrapped up in some of the nightlife here in Austin. And I definitely did take part in that, and I did get pretty wrapped up in that. So much so where I had to take a year off from college. I literally had nothing like 4 or 5 years ago. Nothing to my name.
I don't understand. So 4 or 5 years ago, she's dropped out of college. She was like, living the life, you know, like clubs, blah, blah, blah. But I don't get it. So like, did she like never finish school? Or did she go back to school? I'm so confused. By the way, that dog is very expensive. You can tell. I'm just messing with you guys, okay?
I took a screenshot of my accounts.
Oh my gosh, -9. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. By the way, I don't like Bank of America. I'm just putting that out there. They have like it's just like, they're not like flexible, okay? I don't like unflexibility when it comes to banks, okay? That's one thing. A lot of people actually say that about Bank of America. Like, I do believe they can come back, but you got to be more flexible, okay? By the way, this is insane. This is insane.
And I just took a screenshot because I was like, man, I'm going to change this. I'm going to change how I'm going to live my life and my goals and what I want.
That's awesome.
Found faith in God, and that changed my life as well. And I got plugged into church, and I got a solid foundation that helped with my sobriety. And I met a lot of other people that were...
Oh, look at that. So she was actually going through some other problems. Guys, you know, when people talk about, by the way, it's not like a church channel or like a religious channel, like I don't care. But the point is, you know, there's been studies that prove basically by having something to actually believe in, it helps a lot when it comes to recovery. In actuality, just like I'm setting up this foundation of like, hey, a support system, and also something to look forward to whenever you're like, hey, I want to do this, but in reality, you can like look forward to something else, so that way you don't commit an error. So far, man, like I like the transformation that she took place. You know, like she wasn't like doing that well, now she is. I like it. I like it.
I think having a big support system like that is key. Oh, Bubba, you want to sing? So when I first started making money, I wasn't sober yet, and so I would be spending hundreds of dollars out all the time, and that.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, man. You don't even. By the way, you don't have to have like a problem like with like I'm going out to like spend a lot of money. There's a lot of people out there that have no problems and basically spend a ton of money. Like just like bad money management skill, it's like a global thing, like across the board.
So every 2 weeks, I'll put $1,000 into my savings. I'm also saving in my 401k, so 7% goes into my 401k. I'm thinking of opening a Roth IRA. When I do that, I'll probably lower the 401k back down to just the 3% to what goes.
Okay, so it sounds like she's trying to like start investing. I like the idea of that, you know, like having like a Roth IRA or 401k. I wouldn't like lower it though. Just like keep up what you're doing, you know. If you have like extra money, like why not like invest it, you know? That's the idea. I like it so far, guys. Okay, I like it so far. I like it so far. I like the transformation. Anybody can change. Anybody can achieve something great. This is awesome. A great example.
GoDaddy is matching, and then the rest will be in the Roth IRA.
Oh, that is a great idea, okay? So if GoDaddy is matching 3%, you contribute 3%, and that way they match it. And on top of that, you can put money into the Roth IRA, but you can take it out without any penalties. That's actually very smart. So congratulations, you're smart.
Just signed on a house last week. It'll be custom build. It'll be ready in about.
Oh, okay. So she's buying a house and it's custom built. A lot of people in real estate have like something against this. I'm not as savvy to like know all the details to it. However, like what I can tell you is it's very hard to find a deficiency in the market when it comes to a new construction. Meaning, for example, if you buy a property that needs some TLC, for example, like, oh my gosh, the carpet is messed up, the window is messed up, you can repair those things for very cheaply, but also get the house at a very steep discount compared to everything else around the area. So this, would I have done that? The answer is probably no. But I like the idea of like investing in the future, but I would have probably just like bought a house, you know, and start like investing with that, you know, but it's pretty cool, pretty cool. So she put down $20,000 on a $350,000 house. So let's just run some quick numbers here, guys, okay? Because you guys know I am a numbers guys. So she's gonna be paying around $2,154 just in a mortgage every single month. So the idea is it's around $24,000 every single year. And my general rule is usually, okay, your house expenses cannot be more than 1/3 of your income, right? So if she's making $9,666 every single month, like after taxes and everything, well, in reality, you times it by 0.33. As long as the house is below $3,189, she should be good. Because again, that's like 1/3 of her income. She has a lot more money to actually do other things with. But the idea is, okay, once you get a house, you know, things might break, things might need fixing. So you want to make sure you always have, for example, a little money on the side just in case for that. But you also want to have extra streams of income, okay? And that way, if your entire GoDaddy job gets obsolete, because you never really know, right? You always want to have something on the side that's also producing income for you, whether that's real estate, whether that's dividend from stocks, whether it's a business, whatever you want to do, just make sure to expand on the amount of income streams you actually have.
I'm hoping to lease it out in about 2 or 3 years, or sell it in maybe 5 or 6 years, and from that buy another investment property or a duplex.
Oh my gosh, this woman is so smart. I love this episode. So basically she's saying like, hey, I bought this property, Tommy, but in reality, all I'm gonna do with it is rent it. And on top of that, I'm just gonna go ahead and buy like a duplex and then rent that out also. I like her so much. This is awesome. I'm so proud. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Like I get a whole bunch of videos here on this channel, and a lot of times I'm very skeptical. I'm not happy. I'm cringing. But this one so far, a transformation, investing, saving, and also real estate. Awesome. Good job.
I think Austin is the greatest place in the planet.
Second only to New York, of course. Just kidding. I might be moving from New York very soon. Just putting that out there.
So I don't want to sound like a crazy dog person, but This dog has seen me through so much, and my darkest times, he was like right there next to me.
I think that's awesome. I think it's awesome when people find support system in animals. I think there's like studies on it also, like, you know, having an animal helps you like with dopamine, like, you know, it makes you happy. So I like the idea of like having a pet that actually makes you happy, is always there, is always consistent. I like consistency in a lifestyle, especially when someone actually went through something that she went through. It's good to have consistency when you come home. That's awesome. I like this. I like this.
When I first got him, we literally had nothing. He used to play with the toilet paper rolls. I didn't have any money for any toys for him, so he would just roll around the little cardboard toilet paper roll.
That's awesome. That's awesome. It's good to see people go from like nothing to something, you know. I want her to keep this pace. This is awesome.
So now when I see a nice little sweater or something cute, like I'll get that for him because we've literally been through a lot together and I like to spoil him. I spend monthly about $30 on his life pet insurance. I spend for his treats, for his food, his clothing, his Gucci sweater, his Supreme sweater, his tuxedo.
All right, so obviously you're spending way too much money on this dog. Okay, I changed my mind. I'm just kidding. I like the idea of like having pet insurance. Like, you know why? Because I always hear stories about this. Okay, oh my gosh, you know, like my dog is sick and now I have to pay like $3,000 for like a surgery because I didn't pay like $30 a month for insurance. It's kind of, I like the idea of having insurance. The clothes and stuff like that kind of excessive, but she also has a lot of play money. So for example, that's like less than like 10%, actually less than 5% of her money is spending on the dog. So I don't really mind. Would I do that? The answer is no. But I like the idea of like making sure that your dog is fine in the future by having pet insurance.
I like watches. I have a watch box full of watches.
All right, so these are a lot of hopefully they're like not expensive, but so far these splurges are liabilities. Let's be honest, okay? Liabilities. They don't put money in your pocket. My splurges are stocks. I love spending money on stocks.
That's my one splurge, would be watches.
Andrew's most expensive watch was $250 from Daniel Wellington. So yeah, again, not that expensive. But if she was spending like $3,000, $10,000, $1,000, $500, Richard Millie, whatever it is, like people spend so much money on these liabilities. So $250, you know, for a watch, you're saving up for it. I don't really mind. I don't mind it, to be honest with you. Like, I don't mind it. It's crazy. But, you know, like, she makes a lot of money. It's good to also have a balance of like, hey, I use this much money for fun. So I like it.
My dad, when I started making more and being successful in my career, he has always reminded me, when you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. And so that's one of the main foundational pieces.
All right, that is some great information. When you get, you give. When you learn, you teach. I like when you learn, you teach aspect, you know. However, it can become very toxic, okay? I like the idea of helping people, teaching them people, but the idea of like giving people your money, if it's not like for charity or like you can actually afford it, can get very disruptive in the way that people become dependent on you. I always say in my videos because, guys, you got to be very careful. If you have a family member that just wants your money, be very careful. It can become destructive and also ruin their entire relationship. Usually, I teach instead of giving money. Unless, like, you know, like it's a sick family member, that's different. That's different. Andrew gave her mom and stepdad $3,000 towards their mortgage when they lost their jobs due to COVID. I can't say that word. What do you think about that? I think, is that cool? Yeah, I guess, you know, but in reality, here's the thing, okay? Let's be honest here. Let's be honest. Let's just pause for a second here. Tommy, but you know, you're talking too much. Let's let her give her money to her parents. I get that. But the idea is, okay, if you can't afford your mortgage, you get forbearance, right? It's forbearance. You get that. It won't affect your credit score whatsoever. On top of that, you also will get like $400 extra on unemployment every single week. So my whole thing is this, you know, like they're gonna get some money back, so they can probably afford to pay that back. So her paying that money is usually like, okay, thank you, but does she really have to do that? You know, what I picture is this, guys. Whenever I think about giving my parents money, well, my mom money, the idea is I rather invest into assets that will create income, and then I can give her that income, because that way it keeps refueling and also re-giving. But it's not based on like, hey, if I work, I get this money, I give it to her, I have to keep working. The answer is no. I want to invest this money into some assets that create income, and that way that can help her if she actually needs the help. okay? Let me know if you guys agree with that or if you guys don't agree with that. Comment down below, let me know. She also donated $1,000 to her sister's upcoming missionary trip to Thailand. It's cool, I guess. I'm not a big fan of giving people money, okay? You know, since I was a kid, okay, I was taught this, okay? My mom would help me get like something, but everything else attached to it, I had to figure out a way to get it, okay? If I wanted to get a new game, well, I had to go out there and hustle for it, okay? If I wanted to go like on a trip to China, wherever I wanted to go to, I had to figure out a way to actually make that money. And that's why I'm so creative with making different streams of income. However, like giving $1,000 to like a kid, if it's like she's less than 16, I get it. But in reality, like I'd probably be like, hey, save up money, work, have a job, you know? That's what I think, okay? I just think, comment down below, let me know. Am I too cheap? Comment down below.
I always want to set a higher goal to push me more, to kind of just push my limits.
Alright guys, so I think that's about it for this video, okay? Overall, here's what I got, right? This is a story about a phoenix rising from the ashes, okay? And I think that's awesome. I think that's very cool. But the idea is, you know, when I think about, for example, like giving money away, for example, what you spend your money on, I always want to be very careful because I do not believe in any one source of income staying consistent. I don't believe that whatsoever. That's why I have around 7 streams of income, okay? So the idea is you want to create other streams of income. She's doing that with real estate, also investing on the side. The answer is keep putting in more money and doubling down into that. On top of that, I probably wouldn't be living in an apartment like that because, by the way, it's like way too expensive. Let's be honest, like $1,000, like $700, it's too much money. And I would probably learn how to cook to save a lot more money also. So I would use all that money, basically invest into assets, get more money, and basically live the lifestyle in a sense that I want to live, but not really based just on my income because I might lose it. You never really know, okay? Because you work for another company, the company might go bankrupt, you never know. But comment down below, guys, and let me know, what did you think about this video? Do you like the way she manages her money? Comment down below, let me know. And as always, if you enjoyed this video right here, well, like this video. On top of that, also, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. On top of that, follow me on Instagram, Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch another video, okay, on how this NFL player spent his first $1 million, we'll see you around. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and as always, peace.